Hey, I'm Ian from ChatARV, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do creative financing offers using ChatARV. So creative financing offers are where we finance the property creatively. So instead of buying the property normally for a lump sum payment, we could make monthly payments directly to the seller or take over the seller's mortgage or a combination. So I'm going to show you how to calculate these in ChatARV. So first, you're going to have run as is comps. So I've already run as is comps on this property. I got some decent results here, and the property itself is in pretty good condition. So the as is value is going to be a bit high at about 290. And so here is the creative financing calculator. It's only available after running as is comps. And so here I'm going to go to seller financing. And so seller financing is where we make monthly payments directly to the seller. And this makes sense if the seller has no remaining mortgage on the property. So here it's telling us that the property has a mortgage. So this doesn't really make sense, but I'm going to go over it anyways. So here we have a purchase price of 316. We're offering 9% above the as is value. We can also offer at the as is value. The reason to offer above is because we're making monthly payments over time without interest. And here the down payment will be 7%. This will pay for the realtor's commission, closing costs, and here the purchase price minus the 7% down payment is the amount that the seller is financing and that we're going to pay monthly. So the rent on this property is estimated to be $2,400. We're going to be paying at 0% interest rate, which gives us a $1,000 per month monthly payment directly to the seller. And 317 is the additional cost for the taxes and property insurance. And the full term is going to be 24 years. So $1,000 a month for 24 years is equal to $294,000. And so this is the profit for the investors. So they get $2,400 a month in rent. That's before vacancies. Minus $1,300 of expenses. They profit a cash flow about $1,000 a month. And now something common in these offers is including a balloon. So a balloon is just after a certain amount of time, like 5 years is standard. The remaining balance will be paid directly to the seller as a lump sum. And that way the property can be refinanced before the balloon. So the investor will keep paying monthly payments, but now to a bank. And at some point within those 5 years in this case, it can be refinanced at a low interest rate. And so here on the right, we have a template that describes how you could pitch this to the seller or the realtor. Now, another kind of subject too. So in this case, we pay almost nothing to the seller, but instead we take over the seller's mortgage. And this makes sense if the seller has a large balance remaining on their mortgage. And so if they sold the property normally, then they would make little to nothing or even lose money after paying closing costs, realtor commission, and all that. And so here we have an offer price, which is equal to the remaining mortgage balance in this case, or a mortgage balance plus down payment. And so the mortgage balance, we've already gone ahead and calculated from public record data. Sometimes we have to make some assumptions to get the remaining balance. But if you believe this is wrong, you can put in your own number here. So this is what the monthly mortgage payment should be. This is the same estimated rent. And here's all of our expenses. So here we should get an investor profit of about $776 a month of cash flow. And finally, the last kind of offer is a hybrid offer. So in this case, we would both do seller financing and also taking over the mortgage. So ChatAV is recommending a hybrid offer in this case because the mortgage balance is $216,000, but the as is value is about $290,000. So they still have a large mortgage balance left, but not so much that they wouldn't expect to make any money by selling this property. And so here we have our offer price is 9% above as is value. Mortgage balance is what we think the remaining mortgage balance is. This is a monthly mortgage. And then this is a down payment, which will help pay for the realtor's commission. And then the seller carryback is basically the seller financing part. So what are we paying to the seller over time? And we're going to pay the $78,000, which is the offer price minus mortgage balance minus down payment. And we're going to pay the $78,000 as $388 per month. And so here we can see the investor would make $2,400 a month in rent minus $2,000 of expenses is $400 a monthly profit. And on the right, we have a template about how you can pitch this deal. So creative financing can be very beneficial for investors, and it can also allow you to make a deal work where the seller has a price in their head that they don't want to sell for any less than, maybe they don't want to sell for any less than what they bought it for. And now creative financing gives you a way to maybe actually make that work. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you.